Today I'm going to be talking about the video quiz that we had to do over chapters 1, 2, 3, and 13. Okay, so let's start with chapter 1. Number 1 is, what was the key idea or ideas that stood out to you in this chapter? Well, in this chapter they were talking about public speaking and the concepts of a speaker while giving a speech. So those are the key ideas. What did I learn in this chapter that I did not know before reading it? I didn't know that any background noise during a speech could be a major distraction, so you want to avoid those as much as you can because you don't want your audience not to be engaged in what you're talking about because the TV's on or people are coming inside or things like that. Number 3 is, why are these key concepts important to public speaking? Understanding to avoid so you can be a good speaker during your speeches. So that's basically the important idea. How can these be used in areas of your personal life? If I were to be giving a speech, say anywhere else besides public speaking, I would make sure that there's no background noises, so nothing major, so my audience wouldn't be engaged in what I'm talking about. So if I think there's going to be any background noise, I'll make sure that I would go somewhere where there's no noise, so it would be best. Okay, so on to chapter 2. What are the key ideas that stood out to me in this chapter? Confidence, steps before giving a speech, and also it was talking about citations during my speech. Something that stood out to me in this was you have to verbally give your citations, which I've never done before, so this was really interesting to me because usually you either do a works cited page or you can put it up next to you. I just never knew, so that was really interesting to me. Why are these ideas important to public speaking? Being confident during your speeches is very important because you don't want people to know that you're nervous or anything like that. So even if you are, they probably wouldn't know if you're confident. And you always want to do citations so you aren't plagiarizing anyone else, or it could go into something way bigger than what it actually is because you just forgot to to do citations. How are these used in areas of your personal life? I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to me, so I'm glad that I read this because if I didn't do citations, then people would think I'm plagiarizing and that could end in a lawsuit or many other different things. So that's important. Okay, now we're on to chapter 3, number 1. It talks about different terms and different barriers in this chapter. So, okay, what did you learn in this chapter that you did not know before reading it? I didn't know that you have to use diversity during your speeches so you don't offend anyone or you don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable during your speech. So you always want to use diversity. I thought that was a pretty good point and I just didn't know that. Why are these ideas important? Like I said, you don't want to offend anybody, so this is why you want to use diversity to consider their feelings and what they believe and what they don't believe. So you just want to make sure that everybody is okay with what you're talking about. Number 4, how are these used in your personal life? So if I was giving a speech, I would make sure to not be biased and make sure that people are okay with what I'm talking about, so people don't feel uncomfortable or they don't want to be in my speech because of what I'm talking about. They may feel different than I do, so that would be pretty big if I was giving a speech. Okay, now chapter 13. Okay. Basically in chapter 13, the key ideas is how to be successful in an online class because I've never took an online class, so this is very new to me. Number 2, what did I learn in this chapter before reading it? It basically gave me good tips on how to do good in an online class and what to look forward to, so that's always a good thing to know. Number 4, why are these important important? It also gave me good tips of why I would want to take more online classes or maybe another public speaking class online. It just gave me a really good tips and made me understand how an online class is good as long as other classes in the classroom. How can they be used in other areas in your personal life? It can give me good guidance for, say, if I plan to go further in my degree, I know that I'll probably have to take more online classes, so it just prepares me for further things in life. I'm sorry. And then number 5 is read the lecture materials and supplement information for the week. Discuss this key ideas and concepts. So in chapter 4, it was about having a good audience, how to gain and keep their attention during your whole speech, and how to be aware of people's feelings during a speech. In chapter 5, it was how to educate on how to give a good speech, steps on how to organize your speech along with giving a topic, idea, purpose, an attention grabber, and a conclusion. Thanks.